Hey everybody, Dr. Schlater here, Unit 7, Lesson 5, Activity 2, and we're talking about a concession stand. The manager of the concession stand keeps records of all the supplies she buys and all the items that she sells, and this table shows some of her records for Tuesday. So notice that we've got different items over here, quantities, and what we mean by this is quantities. This is, you really want to think of this as changes. What kind of changes does she have in donuts and hot dogs and straws, for example? And then value in dollars. And again, on all of these, we've got positive and negative numbers, and we want to think about what these mean. So first off, let's think about what items did she sell. So if she sells them, that means that instead of gaining them, like she bought some stuff so she has more, she's selling them so she has less. And I want you to remember that when we are talking about less, especially on number lines, we're starting to talk about negative numbers. So I want to look at the quantity, the things that she has less of now, and I want to see which ones are negative. So when I'm talking about my answers here, I want to talk about which items does she sell. Well, it looks like she sold donuts. That has a negative quantity. Hot dogs, apples, and French fries. Now let's talk about why. There's two ways we can talk about what items she sold, because the quantity is negative and the value, money there, is positive. So we can think of this as she sold things, so she has, the number went down, it was negative, and she got money for doing so. All right, how can we interpret the negative 58 in this situation? Well, she had a bunch of donuts, and now this is how much the quantity changed by. So we can say she sold 58 donuts on, I believe we're doing this on Tuesday. Let me check that. Yep, Tuesday. So the quantity goes down by 58. All right, how can we interpret the $10.35 that is negative in this situation? Well, let's take a look at this in straws. That's with the straw row. So the quantity goes up. So she suddenly has 3,000 more straws, but the amount of money she has goes down by $10.35. So what we can say is she bought 3,000 straws for $10.35. On which item did she spend the most amount of money? Well, looking at this, first off, we have to talk about spending. So that's going to be negative. So we look at this and we want to see the most negative number. So I'm not looking at the 132 because that's what she sold something for. And she got money. I'm looking for the most negative number here. And that is pizza. So that's $116.87. That's negative. Oh, ignore everything Dr. Schlater just said. Oh my goodness. No, it's right. It's right. So, no, I was right. Ignore what I just said to ignore. She spent most money on pizza. $16.87. That is the most negative number. And here, negative means she is spending money. So my apologies for the mistake just there. One of the things we want to get from this is that when these quantities are negative, that means she has less of them, so she's selling donuts. When the number is negative, that means she is spending that money. She has less of that money.